Good morning, everyone. It is Friday, September 30th, 2022. This is the Sip Stack on Substack, read by myself, author Ryan Cipriani. And today's article is 5 Essential Tools Every Writer Needs, a Pomodoro Timer. Now, there's a certain odd romanticism to being in the cold air, shrouded in a giant, oversized flannel, sipping a hot drink. Where I am in Tennessee, it has taken to falling into the 40s at night, which means that when morning comes around, it is a chilly prospect to sit on my porch and watch the trucks go by. Yet this remains my morning practice while I listen to podcasts, think about the world and the day ahead, and drink my coffee. I'm actually getting up early just to sit outside and be cold with my thoughts. I get a lot of good thinking done during that time. Like about how the Lorax would read if it were about a vengeful tree spirit that came out to wreak havoc on those destroying its home. Important things like that. Whatever your moment of zen is each morning, I hope your day is off to a great start. It is Friday. We have made it to the end of another week. There is nothing but time to write and create and read and pontificate ahead for the next 2 days. Use them well. And as always, be excellent to each other. Editorial note, in the vein of be excellent to each other, there are those who are outside cold and alone, not by choice. If you are able, donate warm clothes to your local shelter or find a jacket that doesn't fit you anymore and give it to a coat drive. Those things are needed. All right, on with the show. The Pomodoro Timer. Why do I need it? A Pomodoro Timer is very specifically a tomato-shaped kitchen timer that works in increments of 5 minutes. No sweat if you're unfamiliar with these. They aren't really in vogue anymore like they used to be back in the 60s and 70s, but they're pretty cute if you do come across one. The Pomodoro method is a productivity paradigm based around these little timers. Its creator was inspired by using one of the little tomato clocks when he created this time management system. The practice behind the methodology is working in specified increments with specified break periods at the end of each. The most common is an uninterrupted, zero distraction 25-minute work block, followed by a 5-minute rest period before returning to another 25-minute work block, etc., etc. Now, this can be scaled based on your tolerance for uninterrupted work, i.e. 50 minutes on, 10 minutes off. Still, the key is that when you are in a Pomodoro session, you are focused on only one single task and give zero attention to any distraction that is non-life-threatening until that session is complete. You say, I'm a writer, not a chef. You've been telling me about kitchen timer nonsense. Why do I need a Pomodoro timer? Time management is one of the biggest struggles of both professional writers and new writers. As I've discussed in previous editions, we are inundated with digital distractions these days. All manner of creeping voices are trying to steal your attention away from whatever it is you're trying to work on. But if you can devote 25 minutes a day to your writing, just 25 minutes on your little tomato timer, that will bring you 25 minutes closer to completing the project you are passionate about. Look, you don't have to use the Pomodoro technique to manage your time. In fact, for some people, it just doesn't work. But you should have a time management system of some kind in place to focus on your work when it is time to focus. Having an external timer helps with this. It's part of the reason that I advocate so hard for new writers, especially to not focus so much on word count, but rather on time spent on their craft. Time is an equalizer. 25 minutes of writing for you is the same 25 minutes spent by me. The volume that we get done in that time matters less than spending the time focusing on our craft. You say, can't I just use the timer on your phone? Well, you could. But what are you going to do every time you pick up your phone to see how much time is left on the timer and you see 8 Twitter notifications, 2 from TikTok, 3 from Instagram, 200 from your news app, and so on and so on? Our phones are sources of distraction in and of themselves. This is why I advocate for getting a small desktop kitchen timer to help with your focus. If you really feel like you just want to use your phone, let me suggest the app Forest, which is governed by the Pomodoro principle. When you go into the app, you plant a tree and the timer starts. If you leave the tree screen at any point during that time, for example, to check your notifications, the tree dies. And you don't want to kill trees, do you? Do you? this is a good alternative if you don't want to purchase a separate timer. And it's actually a personal note for those listening. I often use the Forest app during my workday. It is not necessarily realistic for me to step away from my phone for 25-minute blocks while I am working at work. So in order to try and minimize some of the distractions that are coming in at me, I use this app Forest. I really enjoy it. It's really cute. It's kind of fun the way that it functions. And it gets the same thing done. So if you really do need an alternative to having a desktop timer, try an app like this. Forest is not the only one that does something similar. There are other apps that like basically block out distractions for a given amount of time. See if you can track one down. Today's writing prompt. Now this is loosely based on a project I started and abandoned many years ago, but I've been itching to return to this. You are constantly losing socks when you do the laundry. It turns out that's because your washing machine is a portal to another dimension. Occasionally, a small article of clothing will go tumbling down the cosmic rabbit hole into another space-time. You discover that you can actually climb into the machine and be transported to another reality. What do you discover on the other side? That's all for today, everyone. I hope you're heading into the weekend inspired, excited, and uplifted. If you're not, you know where to find me. I'll send some positivity your way. We write together, we ride together. And in case you need a reminder, your writing is awesome. People want to read it. Your audience is out there. They are waiting. So get after it. We'll see you tomorrow.